Escape from Tarkov, a game that has become quite popular on social media as of late, partly due to the 12.12 update enabling VoIP. Now I'll admit, I downloaded this game years ago, but immediately stopped playing out of rage of constantly dying, but there's something about this update that just makes me want to play. Or maybe it's just that I've grown and matured and gotten over my gear fear and now the game is actually fun. Regardless, as a small YouTuber, I'm going to take advantage of this rise in popularity of a game that I enjoy and try to rope some of you into my community I've yet to build, so stay tuned. To start, I want to take you on my journey of completing one of the hardest quests new players will experience. Delivery from the past for Prapor? I'm not too sure how you say this guy's name. But what makes this quest so stressful and scary is the fact that it has 2 parts, maybe 3 if you break it down. And depending on where you mess up, you may have to start this quest over from the very beginning. The first part requires you to deploy in the customs and locate a secure folder located in the Tarkov director's office. But before you can even get that far, you have to find the Tarkov director's office key. Now when I found this out, I immediately panicked, because what are the odds that I'm going to find this one key out of the many that exist? I immediately went to the wiki to figure out where I could find this key, and yeah, jackets, drawers, and scabs wasn't the exact kind of pinpoint information I wanted to see. But then I remembered, I usually just pick up random keys I find anyways, and I have a fairly decent stockpile of keys in my inventory. After checking, lo and behold, there it was, just waiting to be used. Now I know what some of you might be thinking, just buy it off the flea market. Well, I was only level 11 at this time, so the flea market wasn't an option. This is where our journey begins, because after I put the key in my inventory, I deployed in customs, and to my surprise, the Tarkov god showed favor upon me that day because I spawned directly outside the building I needed to loot. After looking around in disbelief, I got to the director's office as soon as I could and grabbed that secure case. At this point, I was already sweating because I had such a nice start I didn't want to goof it up. I crept my way out of the office and didn't even bother kicking in the other room to loot, because I didn't want to make any noise. And thank goodness I didn't, because there was actually another PMC downstairs creeping around. Nothing an old shotgun slug to the dome can't fix though. After blowing this guy's mind, I looted his body and picked up what would be the most helpful tool later on in this video, his modded AK. The gunfire must have attracted some scavs because they started peering everywhere trying to kill me. Your boy wasn't about to stay around and fight though. I didn't want to risk dying and messing up my sweet start, so I dipped. I made my way safely across the other part of customs beyond the bridge and started making my way towards Janetsville when suddenly I heard a bullet ricochet, which I assumed was a scav sniper trying to blow my whole imagination off, so I got scared naturally and ran. Now this is not my first time attempting this quest, this is just me deciding I'm going to document my progress. And because I was so scared of being brave and ultimately dying over and over again, I told myself I'll just wait till the heat dies down this time and let the other PMCs leave the game before I make my move. So what do? I do what any rat would do and take cover in these bushes that no one else would ever think to look in and wait the game out. Of course, it wouldn't be Tarkov if you didn't experience at least one event during the raid that would make you want to uninstall. And well boys, call this Call of Duty because I didn't. I did, however, experience the most intense anxiety-wrenching moment of my life as 3 PMCs all come running over to me. One of them even going prone in the same bush as me. I waited here for quite some time just praying one of these guys wouldn't step on me and proceed to end this video right here. And it would seem, again, Tarkov gods answered my prayers. Now I had suspicion that one of these guys was still around because I heard him shooting and I didn't hear him leave, but I said screw it and I ran to my exfil as fast as I could, hoping I wouldn't get shot in the back of the head by the sniper or the PMCs. After making my way to the old gas station and coming to the realization that I couldn't exfil from there, I began to panic, because now I have to travel even further to another exfil and risk dying, but luckily I stumbled upon an exfil I'd never used before a day in my life. ZB012 I think it was, and lucky me I extracted without any issue. So that was part 1 of Delivery from the Past. Now comes the scary part, going to factory and stashing this case somewhere. You know, factory, the super enclosed map with death around every corner. Yeah, I hardly ever go to this map with my PMC because I'm just terrible when it comes to PvP. And on a map like Factory, PvP is something you kind of want to be good at. Or so I thought it would be helpful, and I kinda didn't really need it all that much, except for this moment right here.
Yo, I'm trying to do a quest, bro. Oh my god.
Now I'll explain what I mean by not needing to know PvP in a minute, but first I gotta die 2 more times on custom since I didn't plant the document case on factory. Oh yeah, that's right. Since I died with the document case on me at factory, I now have to go back to customs and get it again. Now I'm not gonna narrate those 2 trips to customs, just know it involved me doing a lot of waiting and moving along the edge of the map away from the center and all the action. Oh, and sweet talking my way past 2 PMCs. Thank God for VoIP because they definitely would have killed me. So, this grand scheme of mine to do the factory portion of this quest without needing to PvP. It was simple really, move underground. Anytime I played and died on factory, it was always above ground where all the scavs and loot are. The scavs and loot are what attract PMCs, so to avoid that, I just spent some time in offline mode learning the underground tunnels. Now the simulation training is always different from the real deal. You don't have that same pressure of dying in a simulation as you would in an actual raid. So what happens after 5 practice runs when I get into the actual game? Yep, your boy forgot just about everything he rehearsed. I'm looking at the map on my second monitor like it's written in hieroglyphics, and I'm running back and forth through the tunnels until I come to a familiar hallway, thankfully. Now if you made it this far into the video, please consider hitting that like button, and if you want more lo-fi playthroughs, go the extra mile and hit that subscribe button as well. So after finding my way through the underground tunnels, I found the nearest staircase to the ground level near where I needed to stash the document case and bolted cautiously to the drop-off zone. And with that being done, the quest was essentially over. Oh my god. Now this is what I mean by the quest being 3 parts, because now that the case is planted, I now have to extract from factory. But if I die, it doesn't matter because the case is no longer on me. It's planted in a secret location. However, if I do die, I would have to load back into the factory and exfil successfully to complete the quest. But I'm not gonna do that just yet. You see, earlier in the game, I got a taste for blood when I killed a scav or PMC, I don't know, I didn't check. I kinda just killed him and walked off like nothing happened. But that one kill made me realize how dope this AK was, especially since it was silenced. Now a silenced weapon on factory is ideal because factory is so small that loud gunshots can alert PMCs to your location and they more than likely won't have to travel far to find you. But we had someone graciously donate their silenced weapon to us in a previous raid, so we were gonna put it to use. Now I am terrible when it comes to recoil control in this game, and with this gun, recoil control wasn't an option in the slightest because, well, just look at this. Yeah, that recoil is just abysmal. But when I killed the guy who owned this weapon, I noticed he was creeping around and not going in like Rambo, which leads me to believe this was meant for camping. That and the fact that it's silenced. So with that deduction, I decided to do just that. Yeah, this wasn't all out PvP, but it's the beginning stages of me getting more comfortable with combat. I ended up getting 4 kills and finding some somewhat decent loot, but in the end it wouldn't matter because I got bodied by some guy in the corner with a shotgun. Crazy part is I heard someone in the area earlier, but having gotten some nice loot and completed the quest, I had tunnel vision for the exfil. Let this be a lesson to always check your corners. I wasn't upset because I had already completed my primary goal of stashing the document case. Even though I died, all I had to do was load back in the factory and extract.
Oh, wait, no, chill, no!
After healing my PMC up, I immediately jumped back in the factory with a shotgun with the sole purpose of extracting, and as my run of luck continued for that day, I just so happened to spawn right beside the medical tent, which was one of my exfil options. I wasted no time getting to the extract location and getting out. And with that successful extract, that completes my quest delivery from the past for Prapor, still not sure how to say his name. But thank you all for joining me on this journey. If you enjoyed the video, please do help a small YouTuber out and hit that like button. And of course, for more content, Go the extra mile and hit the subscribe button to join the original gamer community. Till next time, this is your boy, the Full Metal Nerd, signing off.